What's up, everybody?
I can't do it.
This is live, buddy.
I
You
know.
have to do it. We
I
have no
know.
choice now.
I know. What's up, boys and girls? Jonathan Mercado.
Ben Rudnick.
Here on another fine episode of Facebook Wednesday. I wasn't saying I can't do it. I just can't do like you with the Corvette, man. Jeez, we got all these nice products out there. And it's poor cars.
Side conversation. That is a side conversation. Maybe we'll let you guys in on it at some point
Yeah,
in time.
a nice car sits underneath a car cover all season long. Jesus. Anyways, what's up, boys and girls? Welcome to another live episode of Facebook Wednesday.
Yeah.
What are we gonna call this Wednesday?
I think you came up with a good one today.
Clean your car Wednesday?
Clean your car Wednesday. And I don't think it has to be just your car. It could be clean a car,
Yeah.
a customer's car, your loved one's car, the car your everyday driver, your Corvette that sits under a car cover 12 months out of the year. Could be any of them.
That's why I said I can't do it, because this man has a beautiful Corvette.
Long story. There's a
Just
long story.
Sits under
to
the
that.
car cover.
But anyway.
Let's get to some house cleaning stuff. The Sony promo is still going on until March, guys. So make sure AX4000, AX6000. Make sure you grab some of those units because those are still on promo. Pretty hot units. So thank you very much, Sony, for keeping that promo going. Another promo that's going on is the JVC, special. So there's going to be your entry-level CarPlay Android Auto units. There is a higher-up model and the wireless CarPlay Android Auto unit that is on promo. On top of that big, beautiful 10-inch tablet that's on promo too. So make sure you get with your sales rep to find out the pricing on those units. And then Ben, if you want to talk about
Yeah, and I was gonna say there's also some other stuff. Obviously, the JVC stuff we've been highlighting. There is some other unadvertised specials out there. Kenwood's got a couple things. Alpine got a couple things. So GoFast always trying to give you a little bit of variety from all the brands. But the other promo that we still got going, SiriusXM, buy 5 get 1 free. A lot of the radios we talked about got one thing in common. They all could take SiriusXM.
Yep.
And like we talk about quite a bit, your customers can get SiriusXM essentially for free after rebate through this promo. You guys be making a little bit more on top of it as well when you help those customers get introduced into SiriusXM.
So just remember the model, guys. When stuff are on promo, you buy cheaper, and when it's off promo, you make more money. So in reality, if you buy something, let's say $40 cheaper, think about it, and it goes off of promo. Once it's off promo, and obviously online has been fixed. I'm not saying completely, but a lot of lines that, especially lines we carry, a lot of them are at full retail online. So that's amazing to see that happening. We've been crying, fighting, screaming, talking about it, and finally it's happened over the last 2 years since COVID. So guys, make sure you check you check your pricings online, aka Crutchfield. They're at full retail. So always show customers, Crutchfield, hey, you got this JVC or this Kenwood receiver, Sony receiver, Boss receiver. Yeah, even Boss on Crutchfield is at full retail. So make sure you show them, the customer, that, be like, yeah, I'm matching Crutchfield pricing, no problem. Everybody else, sorry, can't match it. But Crutchfield is an online retailer, so make sure you can match their pricing. What else is gonna tell you? Make sure that when you're talking to customers, you try to attach goods. So customer comes in, wants a radio. You're not just gonna sell them a radio. Sell them the dash kit. Sell them a harness. Sell them the antenna adapter. In fact, go as far as if you're selling a video piece, sell them a backup camera. Sell them steering wheel controls. Go above and beyond. In fact, go and sell them lighting, because lighting is very easy on a lot of cars to just pop out bulbs, pop them in. You make money. Your customer's happy. You're happy. I think that's the way to go in this near future, because everybody's looking for ways to make money. And if you're not talking about attachments, if you're not talking about additional goods, please make sure that you do, because you're leaving money on the table.
Yeah, it's a great point. Again, we're going to have a lot of the specials going on some of the bigger ticket items, the things that people are coming in on. So great time to load up. If you see the customer base in your area is still, frothing at the mouth or knocking on your door for product, it's a great time to stock up. But there's other areas, to Jonathan's point, that, if things slow down, you still got to make money. Attachments are the way to go. So if you're only going to get that one customer in for that one radio, you don't just sell them that radio, you sell them everything that they're going to need, and you help complete the experience for them. So it's not just like you're selling your customers anything just to put it in, and then now all of a sudden they spend a whole bunch of money that they didn't need on stuff they don't want, and now they don't like you. That's not the point there. It's finding out what these customers are going to need. If they're going to come in, again, if they're looking for a video piece, they were maybe looking at some new vehicles that are out there. All new vehicles have a backup camera. By not offering that backup camera to them as an add-on, you're just not doing them a service. By doing them that service, well, hey, you get to get a little bit of extra money. You get to get a little bit of extra install. You get to keep your shop up and running for a few more days by attaching on there. But very, very important. For one, obviously, that's what we're here for. We're all here to go make money, put food on the table for our families. But also at the same time, we're here to make sure we complete the customer experience and get the customer everything that they need so that when they leave, they say, man, Jonathan hooked me up. They tell all their friends, be like, I thought you were just going in for a radio. Yeah, but I had to make this thing like the new 2023 that's out there. Jonathan was the one that helped me get there. So make sure that you're keeping that in mind as well. Attachments. Raise those average tickets. If we're going to see less customers, in 2023, which who knows is going to go on with the economy and stuff, make sure that you are maximizing every opportunity that you have by maybe diversifying into some stuff that we'll talk about in a little bit as well.
Correct. Guys, always think outside the box. Use your distributors as your stocking facility, your stocking warehouse. The days of overstocking yourself, I hear from a lot of dealers that they're overstocked. They don't know how to pay the bill, and they're dumping it. They're dumping it as next to nothing price. I see it on a lot of different Facebook pages of guys just dumping their stores. That's the reality of things. This is why distributors exist. This is why you have a partnership with your local distributor, a friendship, a combination. It goes on and on and on the list of why distributors are your partners and not your enemies. So just remember, we're here to help you guys out, not overstock yourself. We're here to make you guys your cash flow on a positive instead of a negative. So please make sure you touch base with your distributor. Make friends with them. There's a lot of things that I see behind the scenes that a lot of guys I feel are kind of doing wrong. Not saying you aren't, but I feel that you're doing wrong. You got 300 of one SKU. To me, that's okay. How much did you pay for that? Let's say $70. 300 times 70, that's $2,100. You're praying and hoping that it's gonna sell. There's these times are very, very, should I say, weird times, odd times. I personally think you should be, watching your cash flow much, much more at the shops, or else you're gonna get yourself in a pickle.
Yeah, and we have a lot of great shops on the GoFast, the extended GoFast team with our dealer base. We have a lot of great shops that are out there. But one thing that I doubt a lot of shops are going to have is a massive warehouse, which I showed you before, right on the other side of the GoFast MX22 banner here. We have a huge warehouse back there. Utilize it. It's it's GoFast warehouse. GoFast is on the awning out there. But that warehouse is there for our dealer base. So that's your warehouse. When your customers are coming in the door and maybe you don't have something in your barn right behind, in your stock room, let me call up my warehouse and see what I have here for you. We can get it to you tomorrow. So it's a great point. You guys don't have to necessarily worry too much about having a warehouse on hand. You have a community warehouse that is yours right on the other side of the banner over here.
Yeah, so like Ben said, and also when you're talking to your customer, don't say, let me call my distributor. That just seems real wrong. Let me be like, hey, let me call my warehouse, to see if it's in stock at my warehouse, so that way I can, get it to you. Remember, guys, if you place the order, we can ship it out. Most of you get it next day. But you can also come down to our, our 699 Middle Street, Middletown, Connecticut facility, or our Hicksville facility and pick stuff up. It's, it's a win-win for you. You don't have to stock it. You make money and you keep on moving.
Yeah. Now, just kind of love transitions lately. Distributors are important, and you guys said that we're important to you. We got our top 3 distributor award again at K-Fest, which just wrapped up. And also there was another special award that was given out 2 times in a row. We got the industry's top salesman here with us. So why don't you go ahead and give us a little recap of K-Fest and how that went?
So Knowledge Fest was very, very, very busy. Tons and tons of trainings. I went to a bunch of them. The show floor was packed. Tons of new goods that I saw over there. A lot of vendors are showing off their upcoming year because obviously CES is non-existent anymore for mobile electronics. So Knowledge Fest is kind of your new CES platform, and a lot of guys were releasing new products. I got to see a ton of it. Got to obviously link up with a lot of dealers that were there, a lot of vendors. Um, Guys, when these shows come up, I advise you don't look at it as a day of, oh, I can get prizes, oh, I could get deals on it. No, it's a working day, it's a learning day. It's a day that you link up with obviously your reps, with your manufacturers, with just take a look at new product lines, etc. I take a day of learning and a day of networking with a bunch of other people when I go to these events. Remember, Knowledge Fest has nothing to do with GoFast. We don't host it, we don't shoot it, but I went over there to make sure that I saw and learned about the new stuff. There's a bunch of new stuff coming out. You guys have to be prepared because it is coming hot and heavy. So to just remember that these events are put together for you guys, you know what I mean, to so you guys can learn. So that's the reason why MX 2023 is put together. It's for you guys to learn. It's a day of learning. It's a day of you asking questions to the manufacturers that you might not know. We instead of asking us, hey, what kit works on this car, or what bypass module works on this car, or what impedance are these speakers in this car. Maybe ask the manufacturers when you're at those trainings, those questions, so they can guide you to the right platform, or guide you to the right site, or even give you advice. Because let me tell you, I learned a lot this past weekend. It was 5 days of intense training. It was, a lot of people say, "Oh, you're just going out there to have fun." No, I did not. It was legit. Learn, 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 learn. I woke up at 6 in the morning. Made sure I got to the show hall by 7:30. First class was at 8. Didn't finish until 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. So you got to go grab dinner and do it all over again.
Yeah,
So
and it's practicing what you preach. Again, we put on another great transition, which we're going to talk about right now as well. Mobile Expo 2023. I was almost going to say 2022, but time is just like
time
flying
is
by.
flying,
It's
man.
just going. But not only do we host these things, which again we want to get some knowledge from our own shows, but we have to, it's how the sausage is made. We're running around trying to make sure we can pull everything out for you guys. But we're practicing what we preach. We send representatives to shows to go ahead and get the learn on, because it's incredibly, incredibly important. It's an investment in yourself, which is only going to make your company, in our case, go fast, but for your own individual companies, better. So any way that you can do that is going to be a win. And when somebody brings it right to your backyard, which GoFast is going to do, we're not going to make you hop on a plane again. I'm sure Vegas was awesome.
It
Maybe a
was.
little bit with the flight back and the time travel.
Oh, yeah. I'm still jet lagged.
A little bit there would be a little bit tough, but we're not going to make you get in a plane. We're not going to make you, get accommodations or anything like that. We'll try to help you out if you did want to stay,
Yeah.
FYI. But we're trying to bring something to your backyard so that a lot of these manufacturers come to you.
Hmm.
So make sure you take advantage of that. And I think we kind of mention the same thing every week, but start now with getting those questions together.
Yeah.
Again, you're going to be seeing some vehicles that come in that may give you a hard time. Maybe again, I spoke to somebody earlier today where we have, we're trying to change out lights on a brand new Subaru, and you're going to learn stuff, unfortunately, the hard way sometimes on some newer vehicles. Great opportunity to come out, ask some of these questions ahead of time. Say, hey, what can I, what's going to be coming down the pipe? Okay, all these new cars are coming with X, Y, Z. What's your future strategy, Mr. Vendor, as to how we can go ahead and make money on this as dealers? So a great, great, great opportunity with a lot of the biggest players in the industry too. That's one of the other nice things. Is that they all show up for our show up in little old New England. We get some of the heaviest hitters in the industry showing up. So thank you to our support staff for that. But dealers, make sure you take advantage of that, because it's a tremendous opportunity that really only comes around one time a year in this area for everything. I got the Winter Summit, but for the big boy, it's only one time a year.
And just to add also, guys, when you come to our event, you got to think about multiple things going on. So you get trained by, some of the best manufacturer reps in the industry. You get obviously lunch and all that on us. We make sure we keep it keep it entertaining and keep you on the showroom floor. And the last thing that really, really caught me, because I was adding how much, spendage you actually do when you go to like out of town trade shows. You save thousands of dollars. You really, really do. It's very important when you're saving thousands of dollars, because you can put that back into inventory that you don't have to spend or buy, because it's was money you're going to spend at other shows or outside shows, etc. That's why we do it local. We cover all pretty much the whole show. We make sure that all the dealers, you guys, are trained, are fed, are having a good time. The sales reps do a good job at linking up with. So us as sales reps do a great job at linking up with our customers. And if you have any questions that we can't answer, we got the manufacturer reps right there that we can just walk up and go, "Hey, Mr. Manufacturer Rep, what is so and so A and B? Why is it doing this? Why is it doing that?" And they're always there willing to help you out.
Yeah, so put that on the calendar. April 12th.
Mhm.
It's a Wednesday. We're not going to beat a dead horse on why it's important to put it on the calendar now, but just put it on the calendar now. Block off that day. Maybe block off the day before if you got to travel. Maybe block off the day after if you want to take that savings, that thousands of dollars that Jonathan just talked about. If you want to go bring it over to the MGM casino and turn that into millions, maybe book out another extra day. Another little perk of coming to the GoFast show.
Mhm.
But make sure you block that time out and get your squad ready, get your installers ready, get a game plan so that maybe if you need to keep your store open, that you could send representatives. If you got to close things down, make sure again you mark that on your book and get ready to learn about some new products like Meguiar's.
So, guys, this is a new line for GoFast. We were just announced that we're a distributor of Meguiar's products. Most of you have been using Meguiar's products for a long, long, long time.
Probably even before you own shops, maybe probably when you bought your first cars or
Yeah, Meguiar's has been
driving
around.
mommy and daddy's car.
Meguiar's been around since 1901. They do a whole line of products. So they do like your consumer level lines and then your professional lines. So for all the detailers that are out there, you understand that there's now a professional line for you guys, and that's not going to be found in a retail, market. For a lot of guys that are into the mobile audio world, um, this is the one of the big things I see in our industry that we do wrong every time. You work on these nice cars. It doesn't matter whether it's a $5,000 car or it's a $200,000 car, $1 million car. You have to take pride into what you're doing on those cars, and you got to give the car back to the customer looking at the way that they gave it to you. So if they gave you a brand new, freshly cleaned car, please just, there's a couple of pieces here that you can spray on, put on a rag, and wipe it off, and boom, it's back to how they pristine condition, how they gave it to you. Some of you guys just leave it dirty, and that leaves a bad taste in your customer's mouth, because you don't go to a car wash or an oil change place. And I know I'm going to use them as an example, perfect example. Oil change place. What's the first thing that the oil change place does? They take this nice little, it's like a vinyl plastic thing. They put it on your carpet so they're not stepping all over your carpets with oil. You know what I mean? They're using gloves to make sure that they don't touch your paint and fingerprint all over. I've seen as much as when I get an oil change, when they're done with the oil change, you see them with a rag wiping everything down, making sure that there's no streaks, no marks, no anything. So, guys, you should be doing the same thing. A quick spray on detailer, maybe do even a little tire shine for the customer, goes a long way. So that $5 bottle you just bought just made a customer that spent $2,000 happy, because you spent $5 on wiping things down.
And I think the intention of us carrying the product is to get it into customers' hands, get it into detailers' hands. But that is a tremendous point. I know we've talked about it before, but just think about that customer experience. To Jonathan's point, maybe they just had their car detailed. Maybe they're just a person, that DIYer that just takes a great pride in their vehicle and they bring it down. It's looking great. Think about the experience if you brought your car to somebody that you just made sure looked exactly how you liked it, and they hand it back to you and it's
Mhm.
dirty. Horrible experience. They hand it back to you and it looks just as good. Great experience.
Mhm.
Let's even go a little farther. Let's say a customer brings in a vehicle to you, and I'm not going to suggest you just start detailing cars for free, but let's be honest, a lot of people are bringing cars that don't really look like they are cared for very much. Imagine if a customer knowingly brought that car to you and then they picked it up, and not only did they get their new lights, their new radio, their new remote starter, whatever it was that you were doing for them, but you give their car back to them looking better than when they dropped it off.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a tremendous experience. And if it's something that you can do and find a way to do it for a few extra bucks and a few extra minutes, it's going to lead to more sales. It's going to lead to more repeat customers. And it also might lead to some over the counter sales on things that you don't have to warranty. You
Mhm.
don't have to worry about it going bad. You don't have to worry about somebody coming back and wanting to
Correct.
return it. A lot of this stuff, once it goes, you collect that money, you pop it in the register, and then it's on to the next one. So just by doing something like that could also be a silent salesman. So strategize on how you can fit these things into your mix.
So, guys, also another thing that you guys have to realize is this industry, everybody talks to everybody. So, imagine if a customer brings off their car and you bring it back, you give it back to them after doing the head pop, after doing a remote starter, after doing custom sound system in the vehicle. You give it back to them in pristine condition. And they tell their friends how much of a great job that you did on their car and how great it came out looking. Their word of mouth means more to you and more to your business than an advertisement that you're poking and hoping and praying that somebody's going to look at it and you're going to see if you're going to get some benefits. You can start as simple as just doing simple things. You know, if a lot of you guys that have shops have a car wash close to you, run the car down, spend $5, bring it through the car wash. You don't even have to get out. Just get out, bring it to the machines, let them clean it up, boom, boom, drive around, drop it off at the shop, and just put some tire shine. That goes a long, long way. That means that you give, you give some interest in what the customer, is doing or spending money with you. That goes a long way. Word of mouth means everything. Your reputation means everything in this business. If you're known as the cheap guy that does hack work, which I've seen a lot of hack work recently, guys, that's not a good reputation to have. The guy that really doesn't care about the car, doesn't care about the quality, doesn't care about the product, doesn't care about your car, your customer's car, etc. I can go on and on. You'll be known in this industry very quickly as the guy that does choppy work. So then you've got a guy down the road that takes pride in his work, takes pride in your car, takes pride in giving it back to you cleaner than you brought it in. You know what I mean? And making a few $1,000s on that sale is kind of a pat in the back. Let me tell you, that's the guy you want to be known as because that's going to take your reputation and your business to the next level.
Yeah, word of mouth, social media, that's all free. When customers are talking to other customers on social media, all that stuff is free advertising for you guys. So tremendous thing to do. And then also, if it's not necessarily your go-to category, uh, we have a lot of stuff that's going to be just again retail focused. So
Mhm.
even if it's something that you don't want to put into your mix of cleaning up the customer's cars, hey, business decision. Everybody's got to make their own. You could still find a spot right next to the register, somewhere maybe behind the register, offering again something out that everybody that's out there in some form or fashion uses. Maybe they don't use every single product that's out there, but I can guarantee you got to get those smudges off your windshield at some point in
Mhm.
time. You're going to have to make sure that you do a little bit of cleaning in there, or hopefully everybody's doing at least a little bit. So these products are being purchased everywhere.
Mhm.
They're also being purchased at a lot of very big, reputable businesses that are out there.
Mhm.
So for our industry, a lot of times we're a little bit smaller guys to be able to have big name products that are in huge multi-billion-dollar companies. To have that in your showroom as well, or on your stock rack as well, that also adds credibility to you.
Mhm.
So even if you're not necessarily a detail shop, or that's not what you're doing, a great way just to add that additional layer of importance to the shop. It's something that's recognizable. But if you are a detail shop, we're going to have all the stuff as well that's going to
Mhm.
be the non-retail focused stuff. So we brought a couple gallon containers out here. We got a bunch of 5 gallon containers full of the product back here as well. So if you are a detailer, again, to be able to put this name on your sign out there that that you use McGuire's product, they've already done a lot of that advertising for you. It's a
Mhm.
huge name to jump on board with. It's something that resonates with everybody, not just people in the detailing industry.
Correct.
So go ahead, check out gofst.com, check out McGuire's website, call us up. Barry he is by the phone just waiting, ready, raring to go to help out with any specific questions if you guys are just getting started.
Mhm.
But go ahead, put a little strategy together and get the stuff on the road.
So let me make one thing also that a lot of guys fail to do. Car comes into your shop. All right, this is a perfect example. 'Cause I have one customer that talks to me about this all the time. I was gonna mention it now that we're carrying the line. Car comes into the shop for LEDs. Headlights look real bad. You know,
Ooh.
yellow. They're glazed over or they're frosty where you can't see. Yeah. He actually told me that he upcharges to restore the headlights. And what better unit to use that's in stock right now to restore headlights than a Meguiar's, like headlight restorer. It restores from bad to good. So guys, if you're installing headlights, it's gonna be a few minutes of you buffing the headlight out with this stuff and cleaning it off and charging a customer, God knows, $30, $40 to say, hey, Mr. Customer, I could restore your lights like they were almost brand new. What do you want to do it for 40 bucks, 50 bucks? You're already buying the headlights. Pointless to put the headlights in if you're not going to see well. How's about let me buff your lights out? Let me clean your lights up. Boom. Instantly, you just won a sale. It's a no-brainer. And my guy that does that, he actually does very well with it. Does a lot of lighting, and he does with every lighting, he tries to get the attachment. Once again, here's that statement: attachment on additional sales to try to do an additional service. So that's a service that he provides, and he gets an attachment for that. Same remote starters. Some of you guys are just like, yeah, it's $349 installed. Okay. What about the upcharges for other things? Like you talking about trunk pop? Are you talking about, window roll down? Are you talking about, even adding an alarm? People that come in, especially with thefts this high these days, if any of you are dealing with Kias or Hondas, you are allowing the dealerships to install anti-theft systems in vehicles that you should be talking about, that you should be attaching. You know what I mean? You can do a combo. The customer comes in, well, what about a starter? Oh, I got you an alarm starter for your vehicle. You know what I mean? Two-way, telematics, drone, CarLink. You could go on and on. Smart Start. All these things add additional securities to your vehicle. So you should be talking about. It's an attachment. That's an attachment for me. That's an attachment for you. That's an attachment for them. So make sure you're constantly thinking outside the box. A lot of you guys are just like, oh yeah, remote starter 349. All right. Well, what am I getting with it? Oh, you get lock unlock and remote starting. Okay. Well, a lot of customers, it's like McDonald's. Do you want to biggie size it? Do you want cheese on it? That's all money that they're making, and you're gonna say, yeah, I want cheese. So that little slice of cheese that you buy the package for $2 is costing you $1 for that one slice of cheese. Biggie size. Do you think that they're losing money on going from a medium to large? They pay pennies on the dollar for that soda. But you go, okay, and usually it's like $1.50 attachment. So, guys, think of attachments. Please. It's humongous in this industry. It's humongous for us. You don't buy a radio without a Metro harness dash kit and 10 adapter. You don't. What are you gonna just put it in there and pray that it works? No, that's not how it works. It's called an attachment. Solder. A lot of you guys should be soldering connections. You should buy, solder. Obviously, on your worksheet, you should have maybe a bottom listing, supplies, $5. Cover your supplies by obviously adding an attachment to that. By you telling them remote starters $349.99, $399, that's it. And then whatever taxes, that's not doing you service. What about the shop supplies you're using? What about the electrical tape, zip ties, solder, diodes, all that stuff you need to come into to grab and add onto the bill. So Like I said, go to your work order, maybe just on the computer, set up a line item that says shop supplies, used shop supplies. $5. Believe it or not, that goes a long way. $5 times 10 customers that come in through your door a day, that's $50. That covers your accessories that you're using. And a lot of you guys aren't thinking like that. You need to.
Yeah, and again, just going back to what Jonathan was saying about the headlight restoration, it's a great attachment. You guys are making more money, but again, think about that customer experience. They
Mhm.
came in to get some LED headlights. They want to change it over from halogen to LED because they think it's going to solve their problem. Sure, they probably told you, I don't want to spend too much money on that. They're giving you that whole rigmarole there where, you're going to have to work for that money. By offering this out to them, you're going to have to then get more money from them. So in our heads, we think, man, I'm having a hard enough time getting money for the actual lighting. How am I going to get another attachment on there? But I'll tell you what, that customer experience is going to be so much better after. The customer is going to see the value in there. You just have to make the case for it. You're not going to get it if you don't offer it, and you're not going to get it if you don't ask that customer.
And I was gonna add, for all the you guys that are saying, well, my customer might not have the money to do it. My customer, he doesn't have too much money. There are financial companies out there that a lot of car stereo stores are using, like Snap Financing. Guys, if you don't have Snap Financing, make sure you talk to the representatives. The reason that I say is it's very easy. They approve pretty much 90% of everybody that goes to their store and says, hey, so now that $500 sale or that $350 sale can turn into an easy $1,000 sale, $1,500 sale, and you get paid instantly. So now you can double your money. It's no, it's your customer pays monthly or year or whatever, however they do it. And you make money instantly by the minute that they get approved. You sign on their system. It's peace of mind for you, peace of mind for your customer. Your customer doesn't have to give the money, doesn't have to pay all at once. They can pay it over time. It's stuff like that you got to think outside the box. There's so many companies out there that are doing this type of stuff that you need to start thinking about using them, because I've seen a lot of success stories where customer comes in, he wants like a $500 system, he applies for financing, and boom, gets approved for $2,000. And all of a sudden the customer's, in his head, light bulb lights up, ding, I got approved for $2,000. Wait a minute. So that cheap $500 system, I could get an even better system for how much more? And how much is it going to cost me a month? $30, $40, $50 a month? Yeah, I'm going to do that. So, guys, think outside the box. This is stuff that, Ben and I have been preaching for years. I mean, absolutely years. And a lot of shops that listen to us, they're the shops that are successful and make a ton of money. Shops that don't, well, unfortunately, guys, we know the whole rule of thumb. You're here today, gone tomorrow. And you don't want to be that shop that is gone tomorrow. You want to be that shop that's going to survive for decades to come. So make sure you think outside the box. Make sure if you're and to me, I get blindsided sometimes where I block everything out. Unfortunately, it's like I think I know what I'm doing all the time. But sometimes a little helping hand will make me realize, whoa, hold on, I wasn't doing this, or I wasn't saying this, or I wasn't, a lot of sometimes I'll talk to your sales reps because they can give you a really, really, really good advice. So, what makes GoFast different? This is what I'm going to tell you makes GoFast different. All of us have worked in a retail scenario. We all have. All the sales reps you deal with have been in a retail store. Either been in a retail store, have owned the retail store, have been an installer for decades. We even have some guys that have been there for centuries. You know what I mean? and but in reality is we live it, we breathe it. We've lived in your footsteps. You know what I mean? We know what you guys are dealing with. We know how to talk to customers that are in front of you. Just because we've all came from it. Our backgrounds are huge. You know what I mean? You got Ben that came from a tweeter store.
Circuit City.
So Circuit City, same difference. Two giants that at the time back in the day that they were the gorillas. There was no Best Buy. There was only Circuit City or Tweeter. And he knows what a big flow of customer base is. He knows how to talk to the customer. He was there selling mobile electronics. I came from a humongous retail store with 30 employees. Scott came from a humongous retail store Nate came from a humongous retail store. Mike Cava, Ed Rosado came from a humongous retail store. Demetrio, we're all of us have a humongous background in all the retail stores that we have been at. So take advantage of us. Talk to us. Let us know if we can give you any ideas. Ben's always available. I'm available, and the rest of our sales team is available.
Yeah, and one thing that we all have in common is that we all want you guys to be successful. I think we mentioned, a little bit last week. GoFast needs you guys.
Mhm.
So, we obviously are going to have our strategies. We're going to keep working to do what we do, but we're only going to be as successful as our dealer base is. And we understand that. So, when we're here in trying to give advice and things like that, it's because we legitimately want you guys to stay in business. It's a self-serving thing. GoFast cannot be here if we don't have a successful dealer base. So we're just really looking out for the best for you and trying to come up with different ways to keep you guys on top of the game. And whether it's something like detailing, whether it's something like tint, regardless of the category, whether it's racing product, motor oils, things like that, something that maybe you're not used to doing, think about how you guys can diversify, and then tying it all back in, take advantage of that time at our expo to go and maybe explore something that you haven't done before. But make sure you mark that calendar, April 12th, Mass Mutual Center, Springfield, Massachusetts.
From 8 to 5:30. So make sure you mark it 8 to 5:30. It's a day of learning, day of talking, to vendors, day of seeing new products. I'm telling you right now, you guys, there are some product lines we carry that you will never, ever, 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 ever see a return on. And I'm specifically talking about like detailing products. I'm talking about Oakley sunglasses, racing helmets, even lighting. You don't really see much comeback on that. But this stuff is cash and carry. You give it to the customer and they use it. They're never gonna go, this multi-surface cleaner really sucked. I want my money back. Meanwhile, the bottle's empty. It's like, well, you used it all.
It threw his check engine light.
Yeah, it threw the check engine light, or it burned through the wire, or this wheel tire cleaner. Well, it's not doing the job of cleaning the wheels well. I've never seen anybody come and say that. So, guys, make sure you diversify because it's humongous.
Yep. And I think with that, we're going to go hit these phones and maybe get you guys some of this McGuire stuff on the road today so you can get it tomorrow.
So make sure you call us. We do have tire dressing. We do have headlight restore kits. We have it in stock. So, guys, hit us up.
Yep. And come check us out next week, too. We'll be back here next Wednesday, like always.
Yeah, like, share, comment. Let us know what you think. And we'll see you next week.
All right, later, everybody.
Later, guys.